So welcome back to my Tastefully Vikkie kitchen, and today's recipe is chicken soup for the soul. And to me it's pretty much sin-free, all down to the use of my OXO fat and gravy separator. So I'll leave a link to that below because it is really useful if you want to do a gravy and things in future. But I'm going to admit today's recipe is quite faffy just because I want to use a whole chicken, not just chicken breasts. I just think you get a lot more flavour out of it and you're using everything up. But to make sure you don't have to worry about any fats or anything like that, just go for about 950 grams of chicken breasts or fillets instead. And you won't have to sieve or strain anything. But this is really delicious. And it's full of rice as well. And it's just so soothing. So if you want to add some carrots, more ginger, anything you want, any extra veg, then feel free, because I've done a chicken soup before in the past. I'll leave a link to that one below as well because it's really yummy. But this one is perfect because you can just throw it in the slow cooker and just not worry about it for a bit and then just serve it. So keep on watching if you want to learn how to make it. So if you're going to do it the way I'm doing it today, I'm just putting a whole chicken in the slow cooker and make sure there's no nasties inside or any bits of string tying the legs together, and just place it in there. And then pop in 4 whole cloves of garlic, then add in 3 to 4 centimetres of fresh ginger, and that's peeled and finely chopped. 1 teaspoon of turmeric, which has so many health benefits. I'll leave a link below if you want to have a good read. 100 grams of sliced mushrooms, and then almost a whole bunch of spring onions, and that's trimmed and finely sliced, but hold 3 back for a garnish. 2 bay leaves, 2 litres of water, about 3 chicken stock pots or 4 chicken stock cubes. You could always add a little bit more at the end to give it more flavour. And then pop the lid on and cook that on low for 6 to 7 hours, or on high for about 3 hours, 30 minutes. But don't cook it any longer because you don't want the chicken to disintegrate or the bones to go all mushy, and that is talking from experience. Now if you're doing it my way, this is where it gets slightly tricky because you'll need that fat gravy separator and ladle it out and pour it through the sieve that it comes with. Let the fat rise to the top, and you'll probably have to do this in batches as well because the fat gravy separator only comes in a litre and we've got 2 litres of juice here. So you'll need to pour that into a separate bowl until the whole slow cooker is empty. So in batches, once you've poured the fat-free stock into a separate bowl, and as you get towards the bottom of the jug, that's where the fat will rest. So just discard that and just keep going until all the stock is fat-free, or almost, or as fat-free as you can possibly get it. And then you need to take the chicken out of the slow cooker and completely get rid of all the skin, the fat and the bones, and just discard those because we're done with them. But this is where you really need patience and just go through it all and just make sure there's nothing that you don't want there, and pop the good chicken back into the slow cooker. You don't really have to separate it or anything because it will just do that for you while it's cooking later on as a soup. And then pop the stock back into there. Now you could also add the veg that got trapped into the sieve and pop that back in, but it's not going to have much flavour, so you might want to top it up, but just to be cheap I just popped it back in. Then finally you'll need to add 100 grams of white rice. I use basmati or basmati rice, however you want to call it, and pop the lid on and cook for about 1 hour and 10 to 20 minutes. But be so careful, you don't want it to go really mushy, which is why we're adding the rice at this stage. But if you do want a really thick and creamy soup, just cook it for as long as you want. And give it a good stir, and just top with some fresh sliced spring onions that you held back earlier. And you can add whatever you like. You can add some cheese to it, you can add some cheeky sesame seed oil or soy sauce, just whatever you fancy. And tuck in. So if you really like this recipe, feel free to comment below, let me know how you get on. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye!